Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I am that dude, Bodkins.
Yeah, DP lost it, Steve. Yeah.
Right. Where he's wondering, he's like, I
Had it up, Patty.
One style, like no weight classes.
Yeah, basically, like I said, there's been a couple guys that are like,
It's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy.
That's just not my mentality, bro.
Yeah. Leave the ladder down. That's my always like, hey, somebody helped you out. Why not help somebody else out? Return.
Give a big round of applause for the one and only Bodkins Show.
Or bringing Craig Counsell down the interstate in a move unexpected. I had people.
I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Bodkins Show. I'm your host, Bodkins, baby. Oh, man. This is typically what we like to call our weekly dump show. No Johnny Cruz tonight or this morning. He's out busy, but you got your boy here, solo pod. It's not the first time, probably won't be the last time we got to do some solo shit. It is what it is. Real programming note real quick. We will be getting back to like one-on-one interviews. I got some, to be honest, I haven't really asked people, but I got some ideas in the head. We'll be cooking up the Sunday interview pod after the Super Bowl. So after next weekend, I like to let people enjoy the playoffs and things like that. And then we'll get into the one-on-one interviews. That'll will return. I love doing those shows. Just talking to random people that I interact with on the internet. But nonetheless, speaking of the fucking internet, holy shit. So I go to bed last night. We're going to jump right into it. I go to bed last night. I was actually watching the Royal Rumble. I fell asleep. I had to rewind it. I was falling asleep. I'll get into the rest of the day here. But I want to start off with the fucking, just the absolute, the absolute. I woke up this morning. I saw a text from somebody in our LTS group. I don't know who. I didn't even see who it was. So it was Tanner. Tanner had posted in our LTS, and it said, "Lakers get Luka Doncic, blah blah blah." And I was like, that's got to be fake fucking news, right? Like that shit. That's not real. There's no way that's real, right? Like there's no way that the Mavericks are trading Luka. Like I was like, Tanner must be he must have been drunk last night because like he's falling down some fucking rabbit hole. He got he's not following the right social person. So then I pull up Twitter and I have like Shams, like where his tweets like automatically come to the front. Along with like Shefties and a couple or Ian Rap Sheets or people like that. And I fucking just see Shams broke the fucking internet. If you haven't woken up or you're just waking up, it is true, folks. The Lakers have received Luka Doncic, Max Keebler, and Markieff Morris, while the Mavs get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 29 first-round pick. I didn't stutter. Again, the Lakers, alert, the Lakers have Luka Doncic. It's reported that Shams has reported LeBron James didn't know. Anthony Davis didn't know. Luka didn't know. This was a deal between shut the fucking doors and the GMs got in there and made the phone calls by themselves. Wow. This is a trade. This is the biggest NBA NBA altering trade. Maybe since Chris Paul to the Clippers. Chris Paul was supposed to go to the Lakers and they vetoed that trade. But wow, I'm surprised Mark Cuban. Somebody told me Mark Cuban's not the full owner anymore of the Mavs. But I thought he still ran basketball operations, had final say on things. I'm surprised he let this trade go through. You trade a 26, 27-year-old star. Luka's not even really entered his prime yet. He's not in his peak prime. And all of a sudden, now he is headed to the Lakers. For the Lakers, I like this trade for the Lakers. You get the guy. They weren't going to win an NBA championship this year. They're not going to win with LeBron James and Anthony Street Close Davis. They're just not like that. That I saw Lakers fans like, well, if they don't get a center this year, it means nothing. You weren't going to win this year with Anthony Davis. But what you do is you have now set yourself up for success for the next decade plus. Once LeBron James leaves, which probably in the next year, maybe this year. And then you have your star in Luka Doncic to carry the franchise, to carry the flag. The Lakers never miss a beat. I mean, it goes from one star to the next 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 star. Right? I mean, they had back in the day. Obviously, way back, they had Wilt, and then that kind of transfer. Then they had Jerry West, and then that transferred to a couple other. Let's see. Then they had obviously Kareem, and then they had Magic, and then they had Shaq and Kobe. Then it's just Kobe, and then LeBron comes. And then it's like, okay, well, Anthony Davis was just never going to be that guy. He's not that guy. And now who can we put the crown on next? And it's Luka Doncic. What are the Mavs? I just can't believe what the Mavs are thinking. Like, what the fuck? I mean, what the fuck were the Mavs thinking? Their GM has come out and said, "Hey, we believe we get a defensive center, defensive defensive win now mode. We are trying to win now. You tell me you can't win with Luka Doncic? He thinks defensive wins championships. Well, Anthony Davis ain't playing no defense when he sits on the street clothes." Like, that's just I'm not an Anthony Davis fan, but he's saying, they're saying like, hey, he's the defense, like, and so now you got Kyrie, you have Clay, you have Anthony Davis. I mean, that's a pretty good, when healthy, but who knows? Davis has been banged up. Now Luka's been banged up too, so they think they can win a championship now, but I think they could have made it. I mean, where are they in? They were in the Western Conference Finals last year. They couldn't have won a championship this year with those guys, with Luka, and have success in the future. I don't know. I think they probably could have. I don't like this trade at all. If I'm a Mavericks fan, I don't like this trade at all. Luka has been the star. He's been the guy. He was the guy. Still is the guy. Still one of the best players. And he's a top, 5 NBA player in the league right now. I mean, maybe not the dude is solid. Like, he is good. He's an all-timer. And wow. I mean, just an absolute, like I said, the absolute biggest trade, man. Like, I'm trying to think of an NBA where it's like legit, like 2 stars that have been traded for one another like this. And I don't really think Anthony Davis is much in his prime. Like, Luka, to me, is in his prime or about to begin his prime. Quick Google search here. Let's just Google the biggest trades in NBA history real quick. Biggest trades in NBA history. All right, here we go. So this was, all right, here we go. This is on ESPN, it looks like. Well, what the fuck? That's not what I wanted. Oh. Let's see here. Well, so this one here, this is Sportskeeda here. We'll go here. Come on. Stupid ad. Oh. All right. This includes that trade, I think. So this includes the Lakers trade. So they got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Lakers in 1975. Kareem was 24 years old. He just led the Bucks to the NBA championship. I mean, they knew he wasn't gonna. Yeah. I mean, Shaq to the Heat in 04. Shaq was kind of at the end of his prime, but they did get a championship out of that. So, like, Charles Barkley to the Suns in 92. But it's like, who did they give up? You know what I mean? Like, this isn't really saying who they gave up. Wilt to the Sixers in 65. The Big O to the Bucks in 1970. So, like, we're seeing, like, but these aren't even, like who did they trade? Like, who, it's not even telling us who. So this one literally just has, it does have, this is the biggest trade out. This website here does have the Doncic Davis deal is the number one. Like, I mean, it's got to be right there as far as like, and Shaq. I mean, Shaq to the Heat was like league altering, right? Because I mean, they had won 3 championships in LA, and then gets to Miami and wins a championship. But it's not like he got traded for like Lamar Odom, a bunch of young guys that kind of unproven, not like 2 perennial all-stars. One guy maybe in the end of his prime, one guy beginning of his prime. But I mean, 2 guys who are like could be MVP caliber players. Like when Shaq got traded to the Heat, you know, and I don't understand and too, like the Mavs, like you could have traded Kyrie probably for the same, got the same haul, right? And then just teamed up LeBron and Kyrie. I'm sure LeBron would have liked that. Now, it is reported again, like LeBron had no idea this trade was going. So I wonder if they're just like, we've let LeBron James kind of hold this fort down and like kind of call the shots. We're no longer letting him call the shots. You know, because AD was his guy, and they're thinking for the future. And it's crazy because, like, you know, the Stars had no idea because, like, Shams was sitting down with AD just a couple nights ago on an interview, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we need like 2 more pieces, and we can contend for a championship." Well, I guess you're fucking contending at the Dallas Mavericks, so it's shocking, like the most shocking NBA trade I can remember. Right? I mean, it just league altering. The way the 2 stars, like, right? It's usually like one guy, a superstar like James Harden, wants out of Houston, and he gets traded for a bag of balls. One guy, much like we're seeing in Miami with Jimmy Butler, right? Like, and kudos to the NBA, I guess, right? Like, I mean, shit, everybody's been shitting on their league, including me. Finally making a blockbuster, getting to the front page of the headlines on good press. So it's just, I mean, I can't believe it. I'm stunned. Like that's the best way to say it is like, consider me shocked, Cotton, Like it's just absolutely unreal that this trade is happening. And I'm gonna pull up the standings here for the NBA. So I mean, Dallas is 8th, so technically they're in that bullshit play-in tournament that I absolutely loathe. The Lakers are 5th, 28 and 19. I think they got better. I mean, they are going to miss some inside. I think the Palenque, if they got to change. What if they win now with Kyrie or with Luka? But being 5th, is pretty good. I think they would play. What would they play? The 4 seed, the Denver, and that Denver would eat them up. If the playoffs ended today, now they can move up. They are 28-19. Dallas is 26 and 23. So that's interesting for both teams. I still just can't believe it. Like, it happened at midnight. Like I said, like, this is like when these trades like this happen, it's just like nobody even a whisper. Like, if you would have said top 5 guys that are not going to their team's not trading them, I'm sure I probably would have put Luka on that list, right? Like, Lakers probably never going to trade LeBron. The Celtics aren't going to trade Tatum. The Timberwolves aren't going to trade Anthony Davis, right? Like, the Nuggets ain't going to trade Jokic. The Mavs ain't going to trade Luka. Like, guess that's true. Like, they did trade him. I mean, an absolute wild trade. I mean, that's altering trade to wake up to on a Sunday morning. So, you know what the crazy thing is? They should have waited one more week and done this shit on Super Bowl Sunday, because then, how about that? Then you're really taking the headlines away from the NFL. But, I'm absolutely just stunned by this trade. I'm not too sure. The Lakers got to go get you a big man, and then you can run, like, then they got a chance here. If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm rejoicing. I'm rejoicing today. If I'm a Mavs fan, I'm probably asking, what the fuck? What the fuck? We already got to deal with the Cowboys being a fucking shit show, and now we just traded our cornerstone franchise player for a guy that's nicknamed Anthony Street Clothes Davis. I don't get it. Hey, sorry, Mavs fans. Sorry. Man. I don't think the Lakers were going to win the championship either this year. Again, I don't think the Mavs are going to win this year. I just don't. The West is loaded. It's stacked. But, man, kudos to both teams, I guess, for pulling the trigger. I don't think the Mavs got any better. I think they should have got way more. Only one first-round pick. That's insane. Remember, the Knicks gave up like a bunch of picks to get Mikal Bridges. We're talking Luka Doncic. I know you got Anthony Davis, but Jesus. I'd have been like, let me get 2 more firsts with that. You give me a first for every game you don't play. I don't like it. I'm surprised Cuban let it happen. Whether he's part owner, full owner, I'm pretty sure. I thought he was still basketball operations. So, or had final say. But nonetheless, if I'm a Mavericks fan, I'm waking up to this news not happy. Not a way to start a Sunday. And you already got. The Mavs literally said, "Oh, Jerry's running the show. We done hired Brian Schottenheimer. You know what? The Mavs said, hold my beer. We'll fix the problem. We'll fix the problem, Jerry. You're getting too much bad press. We'll fix the problem. Here you go. Hold my beer. We're going to trade our cornerstone player." Wow. It'll be interesting what happens the rest of the way. Let's move on to some other sports here. I'm not really going to talk a whole lot of the Super Bowl today. We'll talk all that next week. And obviously, I was trying. Oh, missing anything out in the. How about in the baseball world, Max Scherzer signing a 1-year deal, 80-year-old Max Scherzer, 1-year deal to the Blue Jays. Kind of surprising. How much has Scherzer got left in the tank? How much Verlander and Scherzer got left in the tank? I feel like they're just going to pitch until their arms fall off. It'll be interesting. I don't really think it makes the Blue Jays much better. let's see here. In the basketball world, coach, in the college basketball world, man, we got March Madness just in a month's time here. How about Calipari seeking some revenge on Kentucky? 89-79. Arkansas wins. Duke absolutely puts it on North Carolina, 87-70. I mean, the Duke's head coaches, they have not missed a beat. Like usually, and you're seeing the drop off, right, with North Carolina. Hubert Davis, after Roy Williams leaves, like they have not quite been the same. They're only 3 games above 500. Where Duke 19-2, like the second year now here without Coach K, and it has absolutely been phenomenal. Like they are a Final Four team. Cooper Flagg is as good as advertised. They could win the whole thing with that kid. 87-70. They just absolutely destroy it. How about Kansas State yesterday upsetting Iowa State 80-61? Baylor upsets Kansas 81-70. Texas Tech upsets Houston yesterday 82-81. UConn upsets Marquette 77-69. So, I mean, a couple big upsets yesterday in the college basketball world, like in Missouri upsets Mississippi State. I mean, 88-61. The Tigers, my Tigers have looked pretty good. Auburn beats Ole Miss, the ranked number 1. So the number 3 team falls in Iowa State. Alabama is 4, so they'll probably swap there. Florida gets crushed by Tennessee. Like the SEC, I mean, for all the shit I give Jonathan on Mondays about their football, their basketball is just as good, if not better. They've become a basketball conference now. And then you look at Texas Tech. They upset Houston. USC upsets Michigan State. So yesterday as well. So a couple of the top, 25 teams taking some L's yesterday. I didn't realize Arkansas was unranked, and they, Coach Cal goes into Kentucky and beats them. So good vengeance for Coach Cal as he tries to build up that Arkansas. And I think their best players actually hurt. So, Rick Pitino and St. John's, they win yesterday too. I didn't realize they were number 15. So it's about time I get into college basketball a little bit. And start figuring it all out as March Madness approaches. So we'll have to see how things play out there. I don't know I can't remember if we were on air last year or last. So we did talk about the hirings already in the NFL. How about the Bears going to get Eric Bieniemy? I see my guy NFL Outdated happy about that. I mean, Eric Bieniemy, he's a running back coach. Like, it seems to be he's been run out of town by several different organizations now. I remember people used to get mad he wasn't getting head coaching jobs. Well, now look at him. Now the mighty have fallen. So something is not. I've heard he, and you never fucking know because nobody's in the interview room besides the teams and the guy. But I've heard he just doesn't interview well. It's kind of arrogant. A little brash. Somebody, he rubs people the wrong way, I guess. So we'll see as all the teams. I mean, the Saints. What the fuck are they gonna do? It's being reported that their number 1 guy is Kellen Moore, and Kellen. There's been conflicting reports that Kellen Moore is like, no, I don't really want to go there. Their quarterback room stinks, and you have to kind of agree with him. If I'm a Kellen Moore, if I'm a first time, if Kellen Moore stayed at the Eagles, you're going to have more success there than you are with the Saints. Continue to build up. Do the Ben Johnson. Don't just take the first job because it's offered to you. Go to a place where you feel like you can win, and a place that is set up for success. I don't think the Saints are set up for success. And Jonathan Grisham, who we've talked to on Monday nights, would tell you the same thing. And Rossini is now going to go to reunite with Sean Payton in Denver, and he was their interim coach. Like, they have no cap space. The quarterback position. You know, I don't think Carr's as bad as people think he is or say he is, but I don't think he's any good either. Like, I would probably put him somewhere in the 15 range. Like, if you were to rank all 32 NFL starting quarterbacks, he's probably somewhere right there. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl, but I don't think he's as bad as everybody thinks he is. But they just have no cap room in the Saints, and they are in a bad way right now, in a bad shape with cap, with players. You know, who's going to become the Saints head coach? Like, here we are, and you get these reports about Moore maybe not wanting that job. So we'll have to see. So there's reports that Russ Wilson may be a Raider. He's a free agent. Now, no teams can talk to him, but just people are kind of putting the tea leaves together. You know, his old OC and obviously his old coach, Pete Carroll in Seattle. But remember, they traded him out of Seattle. They traded him to Denver. So I don't know, like, why they would reunite. But there's reports. But this says that Wilson wants to return to. You know, I'm seeing another report here that Wilson wants to return back to the Steelers. So, but then there's reports that him and Artie Smith didn't get along. Now, obviously, Russ denied those when he was on the Pat McAfee show. So who knows? Maybe they go. I think the Steelers, if Russ leaves, they got to re-sign Justin Fields or vice versa. So we'll see as far as what happens there. That's pretty much it. It'll be interesting. The Jets, I was just kind of reading, Jets are waiting on Aaron Rodgers to kind of see what they're going to do. Aaron Glenn spoke to him. You know, Aaron Rodgers got a lot of shit. Like, he didn't play the greatest, but he played pretty decent. His numbers were okay towards the end, especially the last game of the season. Now, we're talking about a guy, remember, too, coming off Achilles injury at like 40 years old. So we'll see, you know, if he decides to play one more year. I think he retires, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe he wants to come back because he doesn't want to end it like that, you know. We'll see on those things as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I do want to get into our before we get out of here. Nice little 30-minute show. I really just wanted to talk about the Mavs trade and get my thoughts on that. But real quick, we'll due to the we always do it end the show with the top five, and with the Royal Rumble last night, and shout out to the Royal Rumble. First of all, let me talk about some of my day yesterday. I didn't really get to watch much TV yesterday. Would have been a perfect day to absolutely do nothing. Had the UFC Saudi Arabia card early in the morning, and that led into some basketball. Then that would have led into the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is actually probably my favorite pay-per-view, like WWE pay-per-view. Really enjoy it just because I just love seeing all the different people and the different, things in the Rumble. The Rumble matches are always my favorite. But I couldn't watch any of it. First of all, my youngest boy, Charlie, had wrestling. He got second place yesterday. And how are we in 2025 wrestling organization? Now, this is my first time dipping into the wrestling organization as like a dad, really my entire life. We can't figure out a better system than the hurry up and sit down and fucking wait. So you get there, we get there 8 a.m. He weighed in the night before, so he didn't have to go that early. Or if he didn't weigh in the night before, so then you get there at weigh-ins at 8 a.m. and everything, and then they got to make the fucking brackets while you're there. That seems like the most stressful fucking job too. Like, kudos to whoever signs up and does that. And maybe there's some other they're like, oh, we'll make the brackets. And this is the second tournament I've been in that we got to wait for the brackets to get made. That seems stressful to me. Like, I feel like the brackets should already be made before everybody gets there. But I know you can't really do that. But that just seems stressful. Like, I just see the person that, what's his name, smoking a cigarette, fucking shit, this shit. All right, All right. And then putting them all in these different fucking weight classes and everything like that. That seems stressful, but they get it done. But you sit there for an hour, and then they get the brackets, and then you got to watch. Then depending on what bout you are in your weight, like your bout, you could wait another 2 hours before you even wrestle for 5-10 minutes, and then you got to wait another hour for your next bout. Like, we can't figure out a better system than this. Like, hey, just fucking, hey, these kids are wrestling just boom, 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 boom. Like, I don't care if they're tired or not. They're kids, especially, like, I'm not talking high school. In high school, I'm sure it's the same in high school. I don't really know, but they need to figure that shit out too. Like this fucking, where you gotta wait fucking 2 hours or hour, like where you're just sitting there. Come on. We gotta speed this shit up. I got shit to do on a Saturday, y'all. But nonetheless, I just feel like they gotta figure that out. Like, how are we 2025 and we just got fucking you're gonna wait fucking 2 hours with your 7-year-old here on a Saturday before he wrestles. And then you got to wait again another 2 hours again before he wrestles. So, like, can we not speed the thing up? Let's go. Like, I'd rather have him just wrestle back to back. You know what I mean? Hey, if he wins, he wins. He loses, he loses. Oh well. Just get it done. Get the families in and out. But nonetheless, he did get second. I was proud of him. Then I had to drive to about 2 hours away to my oldest boy. He played basketball last night, so he did well. But so I didn't get to watch any TV, but I did get home in time, and I kind of rewound it and finished it up this morning. The Royal Rumble, which brings me to my top 5 of the week. I love the Rumble. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views. But this week's top 5 is our top 5 wrestling theme songs. So my number 5 is gonna be. It's got to be Hulk Hogan, right? I think like it's I am a real American, fight for the lives of every man. That's got to be, that's my number 5. And despite what you may think of Hulk Hogan, the man is, we can, right? But the character, especially in the 80s and the early 90s, he was something special. And then when you would hit that, bam, 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 and then you got the shirt tearing off, man, something special about it. That one has got to be, that's number 5. It's just something, and then Hogan with the American flag. Now he was telling you eat the vitamins. He was taking some different type of vitamins, but nonetheless, Hulk Hogan's "I'm a Real American" is my number 5 top wrestling theme song. My number 4 wrestling theme song is got to be "My Time Is Up, My Time Is Now." Is none other than Mr. John Cena, who finished second in last night's Royal Rumble, and is now entering what they are calling his final run, his final time. But there was just nothing than here and there. My time is up. My time is now. In Mr. John Cena, obviously, what some people might say the greatest, the 16-time champion. In John Cena, and him recording his own song. So, kudos to John Cena, and I wish him. I can't wait to see how his story goes here on the WrestleMania as he closes out his historic career. Will he win champion number 17? Will he win it and break Ric Flair's record? We'll see. And then we got that was my number 4. My number 3 is kind of 2 different ones, but they kind of coincide. You could say it's like the DX theme. Are you ready? Bam, bam, bam. You think you could tell us what to do? But also, I would be remiss if I did not give it to the New Age Outlaws as well. Like, I feel like because they were in the same org, like the DX New Age Outlaws. They're like theme songs are like synonymous together, but that, oh, you didn't know, your ass better call somebody. Like that. Those two theme songs, the DX theme song and the New Age Outlaws theme song, like they two separate ones, I know, but I had to put them at 3 because I felt like they were together, and we're all out there and telling everybody to suck it. So, just like it was like the anti establishment anthem, but enjoyed both of those theme songs. And then my number 2, it's got to be The Rock, right? If you smell, and then what The Rock is cooking, and then the place would go electric. And that's my number 2. But number 1 wrestling theme song all time. And if you grew up in the Attitude Era like I did, there is nothing more iconic than that ass breaking Stone Cold, and JR on the call when that girl glass would break. It's Stone Cold, the toughest SOB of all time. A stunner. That glass breaking and beat. It had no lyrics, but just that iconic glass breaking. It's Stone Cold, and then here comes the rattlesnake. That's the number 1 wrestling theme song all time. I mean, it's just synonymous with the dude probably, the guy who's probably maybe one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Like he's right up there. What he did for the business, and the crazy thing about Stone Cold, his run was so short, but he just was a rocket, like at a time, and it was a comet, really, like just and then he got hurt, and everything kind of changed. But nonetheless, those are my top 5 wrestling theme songs. So, but yeah. All right, folks. Well, this has been another great episode of the Bodkins Show. Hope my guy Jay Cruz will be back with me next week, but I just really wanted to get out and talk kind of about this Lakers Mavs trade. Does kind of conclude the show. So nice little 45-minute show here. I'll be back. I don't think I'll be on tomorrow night's LTS show. Boys got some basketball, but I'll be back on Head Kicks and Haymakers right here, 8 o'clock Central Wednesday night. So please tune into that. We'll talk all about the Izzy fight and I believe UFC 312. Yeah, 312. It's not that great, but we'll talk about all of it and everything else. So other than that, folks, be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe, share. We'll catch you right here next Sunday. Stay tuned. We'll talk all about the Super Bowl. We may do a little later show and just have it be a Super Bowl show. Not too sure. I'll figure it all out. Your boy's busy. But nonetheless, be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe, share. We'll see you then.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.